everyone. Welcome back to Facebook Live or wherever you're watching this. Today I wanted to talk about another one of my so-called stealthy practices. And I have a history of back problems, especially when we are doing a lot more walking and standing, especially standing. Standing in place tends to be really tough on my back. And in the past, when I've traveled where there's situations where I have to use public transportation or I have to wait in line for museums or sites, I will often wake up at least one of the days where I'm on a trip and I won't be able to walk for a little while because my back will be in so much pain. The last big trip that I was on was just after starting a pretty intense Qigong study. And I was able to use this technique I'm going to share today. And I didn't have any issues with my back. And I was really pleased with that. You know, I didn't have any interruptions in being able to visit places. And it helped me to experience the place that I was visiting with a lot more joy, right? Because I wasn't in pain. So I'm going to show that to you now. I'll show you first the stealthy version, and then if you're following along, you can join me in the steps to that are larger, grosser, and then we'll get more and more subtle so that you can also experience these kind of stealthy practices that hopefully will help you to relieve pain if you have to be standing for long periods of time. Okay, so I'm going to go back there and show you the stealthy version. So my teacher calls this the ripple. And let's see if I open this, might be a little better view. There. So imagine I am sitting on a train platform in some foreign country, or even here in the US, not here in my hometown because there's not really a train to take, but imagine I'm standing and I'm waiting. I've got, 5 minutes to wait and everybody's queuing up. I can be doing this movement with a backpack on or with my bag down by my feet, and nobody really understands that I'm doing something healthy for my back. So this is the movement. If you view from the front, this is what it would look like. If you look from the side, maybe you can catch a little more. And this is exactly what I was doing on my last trip. This was last September, before all of this coronavirus hit. But this is exactly what I was doing to help with the additional walking, hauling around luggage, and standing in line. Okay? So that was really small, but there's a lot going on internally that I think is really important to experience first in a large way, and then we'll get down to the subtle way. So start off, I'm just going to place my hands on the tops of my thighs, and I'll do this kind of at a diagonal so that you can see a little more of what my body's doing. I have my heels right underneath my shoulders, and my knees are going to remain soft throughout. I might get a little bit more bent, but I will never lock my knees, okay? So I recommend that you never lock your knees. So keep the knees soft, keep more of the weight in your heels if you can. Put the hands on the front of your thighs, right at the front hip pockets, and gently press against your thighs in order to lift the chest and look up if your neck allows that. And then from there, hinge right where your hands are and push the thighs back as the head trails. The spine is folding. And you might stop here, depending on your flexibility. This may be as far as you go. Or you might be able to go a little further. Okay, so right now I've got my center of gravity balanced between my head and my hips. And I want to bring that kind of horizontal area, I want to make that a little bit smaller in order to roll up and not hurt my back. So to make that smaller, I'm going to bend my knees and tuck my tailbone and tuck my chin. So now all of a sudden, the horizontal distance between my head and my hips has shrunk. Okay, so from there, now I'm in this tiny little ball. I'm going to push my heels into the floor, tuck the tail, and roll up. Head is the last thing to come up. And in fact, my chin is still slightly tucked when I start the movement all over again. So I go push back in the hips, chin is up, and way, way out. And then at the bottom, I tuck the tail, bend the knees, roll up. And then I'm going to start to move this way to the rhythm of my breath. So this is the inhale coming up, and this is the exhale going out. So you're going to get small on the inhale and roll and stack everything up, and then exhale, send it all out behind you and in front of you. Inhale, coming up. Exhale, out and down. And then I'm going to start to make the exhale just about half that space. So I'm only going to go halfway down and then bend the knees, tuck the chin, tuck the tail, and roll up. Halfway down. Inhale all the way up. Halfway down. Inhale all the way up. Now only a quarter of the way down.
Nice. So I still have this, keep moving, I still have this
horizontal space between my head and my tail that I want to smush up. So right here, I've only gone a quarter of the way down, but now I'm going to bend the knees and tuck the tailbone again, tuck the chin. So now I've really compressed that horizontal space, and from there I roll up.
So send the hips back, chin forward, quarter of the way.
And tuck the tail and roll up.
Send it out on the exhale.
Roll up on the inhale. Send it out on the exhale. Roll up on the inhale. And this movement gets
smaller
and smaller. And the
smaller it gets,
the slower you go. And with practice, it feels a bit like you're gathering from the heels up to the belly, or even up to the, for me, it's up to the back of the heart. So between the shoulder blades. So it feels like the inhale, I'm gathering up to the shoulder blade area, and then exhale, I'm sending that out. Inhale, gathering up, exhale, sending it out. Inhale, gathering up, exhale, sending it out. Okay, so that is leg and spine movement. And then the last little bit is this tiny, well, let's start big. The last little bit is the movement with the arms. So now that you know what the legs are doing, so the exhale, inhale, you roll up, right? And then the exhale, instead of sending the body out and down, exhale, send the arms out. Inhale, roll up.
Exhale,
Send
send
the arms out. Inhale, roll up. Exhale, send the arms out. And so if I'm inhaling up to that space between my shoulder blades, then I'm sending the energy out on the exhale from the shoulder blades. And then inhale, roll up, exhale, send it out. Inhale, roll up, exhale, send it out. Inhale, roll up, exhale, send it out. Now let's let the arm movements get a little bit smaller. So now I'm just going to send it out kind of down at a diagonal. Inhale, roll up. Exhale, send it out. Inhale, roll up. Exhale, send it out. And then make that movement even smaller. Inhale, roll up. Exhale, just a tiny ripple out through the hands. Inhale, roll up. Exhale, tiny ripple out through the hands. And then even smaller. And then here we are, stealthy practice. But feel what's going on inside. Feel how the muscles are moving and hugging the bones, articulating the joints, all those tiny joints. There's an action at the abdomen, at the chest, at the back, through the arms, through the hands, through the legs. And no one needs to even know that this is what you're doing. I'm just going to do one more like that. And then I just let myself pause and breathe and feel. So suddenly things just kind of lit up for me, through my legs, my spine, my arms, my breath. I feel more integrated. And I hope you do too. So as we venture out, some places are opening up and we're venturing out into the world. And you do have to stand in line and create that social distance. Please be patient. Please take care of yourself. Please be kind to others. And if, like me, you do find that standing for long periods of time aggravates the body, just know that if your body's aggravated, you're not going to be the kindest person to be around. So take care of your body so that you can be around people in a kind way. Okay? Thank you all so much. Take care.